Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to the first episode of PGSS podcast, or Postgraduate Student slash Staff Sharing. So, with us here today for our very first episode of the year, we have Sister Nur Amirah binti Abdul Alam, who is a dietitian from the Department of Nutrition Sciences, Kuliah of Light Health Sciences, IIUM. So thank you so much for joining us today, Sister Amirah.
Okay, welcome.
So for today's session, it's simple. Our discussion today will totally be about food, about meal, and about Ramadan and how we connect all of that towards being a healthier version of us. So before we proceed with the discussion, the main topic of today, I would like to ask perhaps Sister Amira if you can share with us a bit about yourself as well as maybe your experience or personal experience with regards to being a dietitian.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum everyone. Thank you, Brother Faiz, for the introduction. So, first of all, let's start lah. You can just call me Madam Amirah. Okay, working at Kuliah of Allied Health Sciences, Kuantan campus.
Oh,
Okay, so working as a dietitian ni, I joined IIUM since 2010. So I believe it's almost 14 years with IIUM. As a dietitian, for everyone to know, dietitian actually we mainly deal with food. Of course, everyone know that we deal with food. However, we specifically deal with sick people, how to eat. Okay,
oh,
so for sick people, what is the best way to eat? Let's say if you have diabetes, how to eat so that you can control your blood sugar, like that.
oh,
Or if you have motor vehicle accident, if you suddenly one day you got a car crash, motorbike crash, how to eat so that it enhance your recovery. So basically, that's mostly what I did, and I practice at our kuliah. We have our own clinic diet. You can join us physical clinic face to face, or we also have online clinic like this. Or also we are practicing at our IIUM teaching hospital, which is located nearby the Kuantan campus.
I
I think
see.
that's all for now, Brother Faiz.
Thank you so much, Sister Amira. Oh, you have a really long experience with being a dietitian. So I believe every tips, every advice that we have today should be backed up by experience or facts, right?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. And of course, today as well, I have my co-host, Brother Muaz Abdullah. Brother Muaz, you want to introduce yourself a bit?
Okay. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muaz bin Abdullah, and currently I'm one of the secretariat of postgraduate student societies, and I'm also the one of the people that organizing this podcast. So
Thank
basically, my background is only on fiqh and usul fiqh, but today I will try to enjoy this thing, and in order to add some new knowledge
MashaAllah.
to
And
us.
I thought you were a content creator. Ah.
Also, but not as famous like Dr. Ashraf Rostam, not like famous as him, just a little bit.
It's okay. Thank you so much, Brother Muaz, for the brief introduction. So today, I believe, we're in the middle of Ramadan. To be fair, I have no idea why we do this podcast, our first podcast during Ramadan. It's quite challenging, Basically, we are all fasting. We're all trying to keep up mentally and physically with our chores and our works. And of course, Ramadan being the one period of time where we as Muslims we are unable to eat. Not unable, we are obligated, right? To not
Yes.
eat, to not drink, and of course to abstain ourselves from things that will break our fast, or simply do things that are sinful. So, of course, what happened is that, and this is something that I observe in a lot of my friends. Ramadan, I will be fit. Ramadan, I will lose 10 kilogram. In fact, my family, right? There's a challenge. Whoever lost the most weight get $1,000. So
Really?
that, yeah,
Wow.
to that extent,
Wow.
because Ramadan is like when else you are being given incentives to starve yourself, right? So so today we're going to learn we're going to learn about how to perhaps do it healthily, and perhaps we like to learn some tips and tricks, as well as maybe bust some myths with regards to eating during Ramadan as well. So let's proceed with the first issue is, can weight loss be healthy for everyone during Ramadan?
Okay, Faiz.
Sister Mira.
All right. So, can people lose weight during
Ah,
Ramadan? I believe that kind of question, right? Okay.
yes,
So,
yes.
I think to answer the question, I have to say it's tricky. Okay.
Tricky how though?
Because if you ask me from my own personal experience, or if we look at the evidence on the literature evidence, it's actually Ramadan fasting. Of course, yes, we have a group of people who can lose their weight. I believe can win the 10,000, 1,000 that Brother Faiz mentioned just now. Okay, but you have to remember, we also have people who unable or even increase their weight throughout Ramadan. Okay, so we have mixed result of people when fasting in Ramadan. But if you want to ask me, can weight loss be a goal during Ramadan? I think the answer is yes. But of course, it depends on how you conduct yourself with food, how you conduct yourself with food. Okay, your relationship with food, that will determine the outcome at the end of Ramadan.
MashaAllah. I'm really interested with regards to the ones who added their weight during Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
So how does that work actually? Like you're
Okay.
supposed to
The,
be losing more weight, right, during Ramadan?
correct, correct. If we think we don't eat since sahur until dawn, until iftar, right? So we only have like the night time only for eating. Seems like we have shorter time to eat. Okay, but when there's one study, they look at people, Muslims that's fasting during Ramadan. Okay, there will be people who lose weight, significantly can lose weight, and there are also people who increase weight. And if they look at region, okay, region, whether in the Middle East, in the Southeast Asia, like our area, there are also different effects to these people on Ramadan. Okay, but they can conclude that it actually depends on the cultural practice during iftar that will lead to
Mm.
increment in weight. Okay, so for example, I asked Brother Faiz, Brother Muaz. Okay, so usually when you have your dinner, let's say outside Ramadan period, your dinner outside Ramadan, kan? So what will you, Brother Muaz, have outside Ramadan for your dinner?
Usually I have something like rice, like
Rice,
chicken rice.
chicken rice, nasi ayam, for example. What
Yeah.
about Brother Faiz?
Oh, I eat whatever my wife cook.
Ah,
So I don't dare to like I don't dare to today we eat
to
this.
complain, eh? Don't complain.
but,
Just
but
eat
but
whatever on
but
table.
yeah, but generally it's rice and chicken.
Rice
Yeah.
and chicken.
Rice
Okay.
and chicken.
Do you regularly have sweet drinks for dinner?
Yes.
Brother Muaz,
Oh,
apa? No. But Brother Faiz
yes.
sometimes have sweet drinks for dinner. Okay, we have rice, chicken, and you have sometimes sweet drinks, right? And what about, do you have together with your dinner outside Ramadan, with a little bit of like a sweet dessert? Do you have like this samosa, murtabak, usually for your dinner? Do you have that?
I usually have the durian potong ice cream, the ice cream potong durian.
But you have it every day, Brother Faiz?
Yeah.
On
I
or
think not
every
that.
day?
Every day.
Every day, Brother Faiz, every day.
Okay,
Okay.
you go to Speed Mart, you buy a whole box of it. Like there's like plenty of that for only
Ice
16 ringgit.
cream,
Of
one
course,
cup.
yeah. So
Okay,
you're
okay.
going to indulge on that.
Okay, Brother Muaz, what about Brother Muaz? Do you have like a sweet dessert during your dinner every?
Um, no, not
No,
necessarily
again,
because
no.
we are students and I'm trying to save my budget and only buy
Yes,
what
understandable.
what is needed. I am only
Ah,
buying like nasi ayam gepuk something like that,
yes, correct.
chicken rice
And
and
then
only
sometimes
that.
plain water,
And
sometimes
I'm
plain
just
water.
drinking plain water, just sky
Yes,
juice.
correct. Okay, we take the story from Brother Muaz lah.
Better.
Okay,
Dino.
so typically, usually we said typical student eating pattern is
Yes.
like Brother Muaz, right?
Mm-mm.
So what happened? Your dinner during Ramadan, does it looks like more extra or like your usual dinner?
Yeah, sometimes I think in Ramadan, because in Ramadan we are students, we are hunting for the free foods.
Ah, alright.
Every day we will go to the mosque, to the what do you call surau. We go to usually we go to the mosque to,
Musola.
Mm,
for free food, and we just take what it has like kuih muih and like a
yes,
dessert.
yes.
And
Sweet drink.
sometimes at the most they didn't serve the sky juice, the plain water. So by hook or by crook, I need to take the one glass of syrup like that.
Yes. Okay.
Ah.
Uh,
So
yes,
to answer Brother Faiz's question, how come we are not eating at the during the day, but how come there
yes.
are group of people who can increase their weight during Ramadan? Okay, so that is one occasion during iftar. So we actually been eating more than our usual day. Okay, that is for iftar. Then my next question: what about more? What
Uh,
are the usual food for your more?
Oh.
Brother Faiz, what is your more usually?
My more usually is whatever is left from iftar that I don't
Okay,
finish.
okay. Yes, yes. That's how people usually did.
Yeah.
Brother Muaz,
yes.
if you go to mosque, what usually mosque served for more?
Like porridge. What we call it? Bubur
Porridge.
kacang. Yeah,
Porridge
lontong.
for night. Okay.
Yes, lontong
Sometimes
like
they have
that.
like some mosque sometimes nasi biryani I found.
Oh.
Oh wow, nasi goreng for more.
Sometimes. Yes. Sometimes they have like a fried
Yeah,
noodle.
which mosque is that?
Somewhere in Kuantan.
Somewhere in Kuantan.
Ah,
Okay.
Okay.
oh.
Okay, so okay, then does in your night outside Ramadan time, do you usually have this fried noodle at 10 p.m.?
For
No,
me,
kan?
not.
Very rare lah, unless like you have to stay up and then you go out to mama with your friend, kan?
Yes,
Mm.
Okay, so and then after you more after the tarawih, usually we go immediately go to sleep,
yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, it's actually those lifestyle that we have during Ramadan. Okay, so we eat late at night and we go to sleep immediately, right? So those are the lifestyle that can contribute more to increment of weight after Ramadan.
Phew.
Mm.
So I think that's how things happen, lah, Brother Faiz.
So sad. It's okay. Never mind. Abah. Thank you so much, sister, for explaining to us how sometimes our goals are futile. You know, but regardless, right? I know that for certain people, right, they really love to use Ramadan as this, like I said just now, this motivation, these incentives, right? Because like you're fasting, you're not eating, you're not drinking, might as well just do some weight. Might as well go, do some jogging, and might as well go for some gym as well, right? So I saw people who like, for example, they are like 75 kilos. So they want, by the end of Ramadan, they want to lose 10, 15 kilos, that much. So I was wondering, because what I read from general articles is that it it is safe. I mean, like, it is safe for you to lose weight only a few kilograms. But I just want to ask Sister Amirah here, how much weight loss should be considered to be safe, to be realistic, to achieve during Ramadan?
Okay, that is a very good concern. That is a very good question. Because when we want to lose weight, the first thing that we will talk to our client is how much that you want. Okay, that is a very critical first question that we have to ask. Because when we set unrealistic weight loss, unrealistic goal, that will make the client not disappointed and not satisfied. All right. So if we talk about healthy weight loss, how much to lose, is actually we only recommend people to lose 5 to 10% of their current weight.
5 to 10% of their current weight. Oh
So
my.
let's say if you take that 10%, if the person is 80 kilo, then meaning that the person need to reduce 8 kilo within
Oh.
6 months.
6 months.
Yes.
Only Ramadan.
Ramadan is
Yes. Okay. So you have to know, if you ask your friend or your family members who are currently overweight or obese, to lose weight is very difficult. All right. If you ever ask people around. So we cannot ask them to lose 10 kilo in 1 month. It is impossible. Okay. So when we say to them things that is impossible, then they will become demotivated. Okay. So we always encourage slow weight loss. Okay. So that is for 6 month target. If you want to talk about weekly target, we only recommend 0.5 to 1 kilo in 1 week.
2 to 1 kilo in 1.
Okay. So it's almost that between that that recommendation lah, 0.5 to 1 kilo in 1 week. Okay. And we also recommend people not to weigh themselves every day. Cannot. Don't weigh yourself every day.
Brother Muaz, do you?
So you have to weigh yourself once a week only.
Once a week.
Okay. Brother Faiz, do you have that weighing scale at your home?
Yeah, it's in front of my main door.
So every day before you go to IIUM, you step on it. Tomorrow, step on it again.
You go to IIUM, you step. You come back from IIUM, you step.
2 times a day.
So you see how much weight you lost during your trip to IIUM.
Okay. So we only recommend people to weigh themselves once a week.
Once a week.
So why this is so? Because like I mentioned just now, to lose. Okay, when we want to lose weight, that we say that we are now obese, we are now overweight. What do you want to get rid from your body? Now, you want to make yourself lighter, kan? What do you want to get rid actually?
Maybe our fat.
Correct, Brother Muaz. So actually, we want to reduce our body fat. Okay, reducing body fat is quite difficult. It has certain metabolism pathway that our body will go through. Okay, so once a week is a realistic outcome lah. Timeline for that fat to show some reduction. If you weigh every day, usually if the scale going down, it actually just your body water, or because you eat extra, then you gain, or if you go to toilet, then you lose a bit. Okay, all right. So we just weigh once a week to see the changes. All right, so that is now how much to lose weight lah. Okay.
So I think like
I have some questions. I think so. Basically, we need to set one day, like Sunday or Monday,
Yes.
to wait.
Correct. So better you make it like example on Saturday morning. You wear light clothing. You don't wear your jeans together with your jacket. So you wear like light clothing and then you step on it. Example, every after subuh on the Saturday. So next week after subuh on the Saturday also. So try to make it like the same within same timeline.
Oh,
All
I need
right.
to ask my wife to hide the weight lah. To hide the
Because
scale.
sometimes Brother Faiz, people easily get motivated. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so we said just now we want to lose 10% 6 months. How do you want to go for the 6 month journey if you easily demotivated every day, every day, every day? So pity to people lah.
Oh, okay, then that's so. Okay, then I wonder, right? If okay, the safe weight loss should be 10-15% 6 months, or maybe what 1 week is like 0.5 kilo, right?
Half kilo,
Half
correct.
kilo. So if, for example, someone lost like within a week 4 kilos, 5 kilos, what's the issue there? I mean, like during Ramadan, I'm asking
Mm.
specifically, what's the issue there usually?
Mm. Okay, so weight loss during Ramadan, it of course it can be depends on how people eat, how some people do exercise during Ramadan, kan? So they sometimes can achieve more than half to 1 kilo in a week. However, lots of research and finding shows that people who lose weight during Ramadan because of not eating, because we are not eating, easily get back to their baseline weight after Ramadan.
Oh.
Okay, so same goes if we talk about weight loss during the usual non-Ramadan days, the usual day throughout our year. The hardest thing to maintain is to sustain, to istiqomah with your practice and sustain the weight loss. Example, from 80 kilo, you already achieve 55 kilo. The hardest part is to maintain that 55 kilo. Rapid weight loss makes your weight maintenance much harder.
Mm.
Okay, because you lose weight rapidly and suddenly you have to sustain it. So it's much better if you slowly reduce your weight. Mm.
So it's all about sustainable development. I would say sustainable,
I put it
sustainable
like
loss.
istiqomah. Istiqomah, more
Istiqamah, yeah, yeah.
IIUM.
Masya Allah. Istiqamah, yeah. See, istiqamah
Yes.
in losing weight.
Yes, but Brother Faiz, Brother Muaz, is sometimes it's not just about weight. When we try to diet, when we try to lose weight, it's beyond the weight itself. If you have a better weighing scale that also measure your body fat, your body muscle, that is much better. Sometimes, let's say if we talk about bodybuilder, like athlete or bodybuilder, they can be 80 kilo as well. But do you think they have same muscle percentage with you?
No,
Nope.
definitely.
No muscle. Uh,
Nope.
Yes.
so our people that the one that 80 kilo, I believe they have more fat, correct? Okay, so because there's many patient client that encounter with me, they said that I have diet for 3 months, but why my weight not coming down? Then I say, it's okay, although your weight is not coming down, it's still at 80 kilo. But when we measure your, we call it body composition. Your body composition, your fat percentage coming down, your muscle percentage is now going up. That is very good. Okay,
Mm.
so don't worry if you have your weight sounds like big, but get yourself tested. What is actually the composition inside?
How do you get tested?
Mm, I believe some our gym center have that body composition device,
Oh.
or you can just as easy as go to Shopee, buy those weighing scale, the digital weighing scale with fat composition. Shopee also have that one.
Okay, then time to look for Shopee and Lazada. Okay, okay, okay. After this. All
Okay.
right. Okay, so so it's not about just losing weight. It's also about getting the ideal composition, the ideal build that you want. right?
Correct.
So if I'm going for like lean, I don't want the muscle to grow. I just want the fat to lose, something like that. But is
Yes.
it possible actually, like for you to lose fat without growing muscle?
When we lose fat, we it's okay to grow muscle, Brother Faiz.
Ah,
Muscle is those things that we want to keep to our body. Okay, so it's okay. That's why I said to my client, it's okay if your weight does not come down because your muscle is increasing. Because when we look at more studies, we said muscle is more beneficial to our body. When we are getting older, muscle is the one that protective to us. When we are fasting, 1 month fasting, it's actually muscle. Having more muscle help us to sustain more energy.
mm,
Muscle, if I can explain to you in easier way, muscle is the bank for our energy as well. It's not just liver, muscle as well. It store energy for us to sustain during this fasting period.
I
Mm.
think like, well, that's good. That's a good segue to my next question actually.
Okay.
All right, so I think like one thing that really I say make it difficult to do this to have a diet to conduct I'm sorry, basically to commit to a diet during Ramadan is of course trying to balance between the input that you get as well as the kind of energy that you want to exude, right? So if for example my work is mainly in front of a screen or just simply like in front of books, then perhaps like people will assume like, oh, you don't need to eat that much. Say you don't need that much energy, right? But then again, if you, for example, you're traveling a lot, you're doing a lot of heavy weights, and suddenly people say that you have to eat a lot, but then like there's always this struggle between like how much you should eat and so that you can sustain proper energy level throughout Ramadan. Because let me just say or share here that I believe this Ramadan has been one of the most challenging for me because especially I've just started driving, so the energy level, I'm always pondering on what kind of iftar or sahur I should have in order for me to be able to drive every day for 1 hour 2 hour. So perhaps if I can ask Sister Amirah, say what kind of adjustments that we could do so that we can promote for weight loss, but at the same time we can maintain optimum energy level throughout this Ramadan period.
Okay. I think to answer this, I think I have to answer back the situation that I mentioned the earlier period whereby people fasting but also can gain weight.
Ah.
Okay, then we go to how to sustain energy, like Brother Faiz asked, kan. All right. So in order not to become the second group of people during Ramadan whereby at the end they gain weight. Okay.
Mm.
So first of all, make sure you control what did you eat during your iftar. Okay. I try experimenting on myself. I know this is not a good sharing that experimenting with own self, but it's also come together with the evidence lah. Okay. So if during years ago when of course I'm already lean, but I just try. Okay. During iftar, I just take like usual, Brother Muaz said, rice, chicken, and some vegetables. No sweet drinks, no kueh, no sweet dessert. And at the end of Ramadan, my weight come down like 2 to 3 kilos.
Mm.
Okay, so if those listener that wish to have the balance of Ramadan to get at least some weight loss, I challenge you to go for your iftar with your usual dinner plate, 1 plate of your rice, chicken, vegetables, no sweet drinks, no kueh, no dessert.
That's the problem. Bazaar Ramadan always have kueh, always have sweet drinks. You
Yes,
see?
okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
have you tried that if you just iftar with one whole plate, did you find you still get that satiety? You still have that fullness? Is it? Have you tried that?
Yes, yes. Actually,
Have you kan Brother Muaz kan?
Yes.
Without
I think
kuih, without that
uh,
chendol,
I think
we
we
still
just
can
need
have
to
that.
yes, we just need to restrict ourselves. We just need to restrict ourselves. We want to be healthy, want to be healthy, we want to save our money. We want to save our budget
It's a
especially as a
motivation.
student.
Money is a
Especially
motivation.
as a
Correct.
student. I think we just need to reduce our budget minimally.
Mm.
Just
Yes.
buying
Okay.
the chicken and rice, and only that we just need to drink sky juice.
Sky juice. Yeah, cold lah,
And
cold. You want cold sky juice because
yeah,
student nowadays is hot in Kuantan kan. So you just go with cold
yeah,
sky juice, one plate of rice, then that's enough. Okay. So it's kind of hard with the Faiz, right?
yeah.
Uh, man, I don't know. I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm shivering listening. No sweet, no sweet drinks.
Hmm.
Ah.
Okay. So that is one thing during your iftar, and then during your morih. Okay. Morih is supposed to be like your light snack, just light snack. Like during your usual days, you have this like one coffee,
Mm.
not that cream whatsoever. Kopi O with a dip of biscuit, cream cracker biscuit, 3 pieces, example. That is how light your morih should be. So if
Yes.
brother Faiz said you have leftover of iftar food, example, you have leftover of curry puff, you just take one curry puff or two curry puff with plain water. That is enough.
Oh no.
Okay. So if
Yes.
not, you will be on the second group of people at the end of Ramadan will gain weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually I have some kind. I'm just wondering, is it only me or other people also encounter this thing? Usually, after we in outside of Ramadan, after we eat the dinner, sometimes just like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and at the night we don't feel hungry until the next morning. But
Correct.
in Ramadan, after we full taking our iftars, but after Tarawih, just like at 10 o'clock or 11, we tend to feel hungry. And I'm just
Mm,
wondering why. Because we just ate our iftar at our 7 o'clock, and
mm,
we ate rice, we ate chicken, we ate fruits, we ate
mm,
kuih muih.
mm,
But why we are still hungry after Tarawih? But outside of the Ramadan,
mm.
we didn't feel hungry at that time, at that particular time. So, is there
Okay.
any
Mm.
science that you can?
Okay. So I have to answer lah. Okay. The first one is usually inshallah during Ramadan we will go for tarawih, right?
Ah,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
So tarawih as simple as 8 rakaat, or inshallah you go for 20
Yeah.
rakaat. So usually I always encourage people to go for tarawih and consider tarawih as part of your physical activity during Ramadan. It's very important to go for tarawih because that is the best physical activity. But of course we do tarawih not to exercise lah. We do tarawih for
Yes.
the
Of
barakat, to
course.
enjoy the Ramadan, of course lah. That is just the bonus part. It is also considered as physical activity. Okay, so after we done those pergerakan, the movement in solat for 8 rakaat, for 20 rakaat, of course our body will demand some food lah. Okay,
Mm.
we need to hydrate back ourselves to drink water because of that. It's not vigorous. It's repetitive action, up and down, up and down. So it's like we do stretching. It's like the same effect of we are doing yoga. So of course our body did crave something, but that's I said we can allow you to take more, but not in abundance. Okay, just go for light food. Okay, so that's how to answer the question. Now, however, as we discussed this change in how we eat during Ramadan, it's kind of like challenging, kan? Okay,
Mm-mm.
so if you remember, if Brother Faiz, Brother Muaz, remember at the early I mentioned just now, how was our relationship with food? I like people to ponder what is your relationship with food. Do you eat just to ensure your body have enough energy so you can perform solat, so you can go and do your work, or you eat to indulge?
Oh.
Have you ever pondered on that? Okay, so
Yes.
I can see many people can be very motivated, very strong people, very we say very strong people motivated kan. However, when it comes to food, they are different. So I think people, our IIUM student understand that we have to taper down our nerves towards seeing the bad thing, to control our eyes. I think people understand, especially IIUM student. But this is food is also kind of nerve that we have to control. Do you agree?
Yes.
Deep.
Ag-
#deep.
Existential crisis.
Yes, Brother Faiz.
But the thing
So
is,
basically,
how can
what?
I mean, how can we control ourselves to not get the heavy food? Something like
So
sometimes after I'm eating just one or two curry puff, sometimes I think it's still not what we call tak cukup je ni, not enough.
not full yet. Not enough.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. So now how to
I think
control your nerve?
yes.
So I have to become ustazah now.
Okay. Ustazah, begin.
Okay.
Alright.
No. Okay. Okay. During the iftar time, of course, our body is so deprived of food. Okay, that's where nerves. That's where our nerves. We really strong urgency want to eat this and that. Okay, so you have to use your realistic, and you have to think. Okay, usually if I eat this one box of nasi, one box of rice, usually it will be enough. You have to trust your logical thinking. This is enough. Okay, because I asked just now kan, what do you usually have for your before Ramadan? Just follow that one. Inshallah, it is enough. Okay, because your stomach size is always the same before Ramadan and during Ramadan. So if before Ramadan you can feel full with that, and during Ramadan, inshallah, you will be full as well. Okay, so you have to trust your logical thinking. Okay, don't indulge. You go to bazaar, oh murtabak I want, this one I want, I cendol I want, I syrup I want. Okay, because that is your nafs. Okay,
Yes.
okay, so that is number one. Number two, how we want to make sure eat this much already is actually full. You have it enough kan, Brother Muaz kan? Okay,
Yes.
there are a few tips that I can give you. Number one, when azan for Maghrib, you break your fast with like sunnah with kurma, of course, with dates, and then some sweet drinks, and then you go for Maghrib prayer. Have you tried? Have both of you tried that kind of practice? Can
Yes.
you
Yes.
go for Maghrib prayer. After you settle Maghrib prayer, then you sit down for your dinner, for your main course lah. Okay. Have you compared? If you have Maghrib prayer, then you go for your main course, and if you break your fast, eat everything, and then you go Maghrib prayer. Which one is you will eat more? You go for Maghrib first, or you go for Maghrib later on?
Margaret first. Eat more. Margaret later.
Eat more, Maghrib later, kan? Alright. Okay,
Yes.
so that's why I recommend we eat small, break our fast first. We stop, go for Maghrib prayer, and then we continue eating after Maghrib prayer. The scientific explanation is our brain when our stomach feel full, kan? Brother Muaz asked just now kan how to feel full. We will feel full when our brain detect is already full. Brain need to send signal, okay, this is full. Okay, for that signal to be delivered, for that communication to be delivered, it takes like 15 to 20 minutes for the brain to detect.
15 to 20.
Lagging, there's some lagging lah.
Oh. That's the
Oh,
science.
Yes. Okay. So if you eat like azan, then you eat kurma, you eat kueh, you drink your drink, teh ice whatsoever. How many minutes that will take to finish all your iftar?
approximately 30 plus minus.
Okay. Sometimes if you eat alone kan, Brother Muaz kan, 15 to
Yeah.
20 minutes you will
Yes.
finish
Yes.
kan. If you eat alone, Brother Faiz with family, different.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
if Brother Muaz eat alone, so it will usually take 15 to 20 minutes for you to finish everything. Okay,
Yes.
I mentioned just now the communication will tell to the brain, I'm already full. It takes 15 to 20 minutes. So during your eating period, after azan tu, your brain have not detect you are full yet. So since you are not full yet, you eat, you eat, you eat, you eat, you eat, you eat in large portion.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so if you go for Maghrib prayer first and then you eat, usually it's much easier for people to control amount of what they eat. They will not eat in abundance usually.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Actually,
it's a
I
good.
have experience. Actually, I have experienced this thing. In this Ramadan, I tried to pray Maghrib first before eating the heavy meal, because some of the mosques do that kind of thing. They eat
Mm-mm.
dates and just drink sweet water, sweet drinks, and then go to Maghrib prayer. And then after Maghrib, they take the heavy meal. And I found that that kind of things, usually we tend to feel full with less consuming. Yes, less consuming of food. We have we or how do we say? We feel that like
Satisfied.
our belly is full. Uh,
Mm-mm.
compared to
You
compared to
you don't eat much kan, Brother Muaz kan? You don't
yes.
eat much. Okay,
Yes.
so Brother Faiz, you can try.
Uh, we'll see. Because
Okay.
sometimes, right, like if your wife cooks, right, and then like
Mm-mm.
if you don't eat, and then like it becomes cold, and then suddenly
Yalah,
no
yalah, I
comment, no
understand.
comment.
Okay, okay.
We'll
But
try, we'll try.
if you want to try, you try together with your wife lah. Okay. When
Yes.
we
Ah,
want to diet,
yeah,
we
we said
do
we said.
diet as a family.
Yes.
Okay. We
Together.
don't diet alone. More strict like that, Brother
Together.
Faiz. See.
We need to do together.
Hmm. Okay. So
Yes.
I think I hope that answer Brother Muaz how to achieve that how to achieve that satiety without increasing our weight in controlling our weight kan. Okay, so that's how I can explain to achieve weight loss lah, and be careful with your more. The second question Brother Faiz asked to sustain energy.
Mm.
I think this is quite
Ah,
tricky. But what I can rephrase from this question is why during daytime sometimes we become tired, lesu, what we call it, the tired and lethargic, or even sometimes during Tarawih. Not even Tarawih, Isyak prayer already like tired, everything kan.
ah.
Okay, so it depends on what you eat during sahur and it depends on what you eat during iftar.
Oh,
Okay, so scientifically, if we eat our sahur and iftar with high sugar food, okay, high sugar can be your dessert, the kueh, your drinks is high sugar food, as well as lots of rice. Rice also considered as sugar, right? Okay,
mm.
because our body will convert rice into sugar. So if you have lots of rice, if you have lots of sweet drinks, lots of dessert, high sugar in our body will become, I think if I get the term correctly, is sugar rush.
Oh, sugar
Sugar
rush.
rush in our body will make we feel sleepiness, lethargy. Okay, so let's look back at your sahur and also your iftar. So if lots in simple sugar or sweet food lah. Sweet food is the one that is tasted sweet at your tongue. Okay, so it will gives you sugar rush and you will become sleepiness and lethargic. So how not to have this sugar rush? it's good if you can eat food that the sugar is, how do you say this?
Low.
The sugar is released slowly in our body.
Really?
Sugar released slowly in our body, meaning that instead of, example, instead of taking 1 cup of Milo during sahur,
Mhm.
Milo is high in sugar because it's for energy drink. Is actually okay. You can take oat drinks. Okay,
Oh, drink.
so oats. If you have white
Nestum lah.
bread, Nestum, oats is much better.
Oh,
Food that is higher in fiber.
okay.
Okay,
Food
and you
higher.
see, Nestum is not fibrous enough. Oats is more fibrous, right? If you usually, if you have familiar with oats texture,
Mm-mm.
like white bread, roti putih, white bread. Instead of taking white bread, you take wholemeal bread.
Wholemeal bread.
Wholemeal bread. Okay, because those fiber, those serat or gandum whatsoever in that bread, it will help to release sugar slower.
Mm.
Compared to take white bread, sugar will release faster. Okay,
Mm.
so that is if you take oats or roti, bread. What if we take nasi kan? Usually if nasi, I recommend brown rice, but not many people eating brown rice. Like Brother Muaz, buy food at stall at cafe kan? They don't have.
Yeah.
So how to make the sugar from nasi from rice go slower? So the answer is you have to take with vegetables.
Vegetables.
Okay, when we have fiber from vegetables, it's lower the sugar.
Actually, that's actually something that I'm interested with because you say like sugary or say foods with high content of sugar, you know, they're going to tend to cause sugar rush and eventually cause you to be drowsy, during the day. uh, I know. I think this is one myth that I don't know from. I don't remember from where I learned, but this is from my childhood, right? So the during usually before, the 10 minutes before subuh, fajar. Wait, I forgot the term. Is it fajar?
Sahur,
Imsak,
fajar.
imsak.
Imsak, yeah, imsak.
Imsak.
Okay. So during imsak, right? So um, some people have like redoxon or barokah. Right. So they
Yeah.
drink that.
Barokah, okay.
So they drink that before, so that they say like this will provide energy throughout the day. Does that make sense? Because it's I don't know.
Redoxon is for the vitamin C,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, vitamin C basically.
Vitamin
So does
C, and then Barokah is the habatus sauda oil, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. Kan?
uh,
Okay, so it's actually for supplement. It does not really helps in boosting your energy. Okay,
oh,
it helps you to get more nutrient because we are fasting kan. So if you take redoxon, you get more vitamin C. Okay, and vitamin, if you want to talk vitamin for energy, it's more on vitamin B. It's not vitamin C.
okay. Okay.
Mm. Okay, so I think if you don't do that practice pun it's okay. So during that near imsak time, you just drink plenty of water lah to make sure your body get hydration. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's my answer lah. How to sustain the energy? Get more fiber. Roti with more fiber. If you eat rice with more fiber, vegetables. Okay, because sometimes it will affect your focus as well. Sugar rush.
Mm.
When our brain receive more sugar, we will the brain thinking process will become slower as well.
Mm.
Mm. So that's the effect of it lah.
Oh, interestingly, I think I've known a lot of postgraduate students who tend to rely on this sugar rush thing to think. I don't know, maybe they got hyperactive, and then suddenly they have all of these ideas, but then they crash. But then that's what happen usually at night, and then during the day they all go what we call lalo.
Yes, yes, correct. Because those sugar has disturbed your brain to function.
So actually, like, okay, we're talking about sahur just now, right? on how what you can eat to prepare. So I think that this is one thing that this is me personally during my degree days, right? So we're afraid of missing sahur. So more becomes sahur, or more becomes pre sahur, right? Just in case if you don't miss sahur. So how much does skipping sahur, number one, affect basically how you are in that day, during that day,
Mm.
and how does that actually affect your diet in
Mm.
general if you skip sahur?
Okay, I tried to answer that question in a manner of, is it okay if we take our large more as sahur?
Ah,
No, again, I think there's many student practice that way.
yes.
Okay, is it okay take pada Muaz ni macam buat je kan?
No.
So is it
I
okay?
mean, there is some kind of students that doing
Yes,
that thing.
kan? There's many people practicing like that.
Aku je lah.
They take large more to be considered as sahur. Okay, that is not a very good, as well as not a very good sunnah lah kan. So we said to delay sahur as late as possible. So that's the sunnah way. All right. So if you take your large meal during morning as sahur, that practice is, I can say, it is not healthy to your body, because after your morning usually we will go to sleep. All right. So at that moment, our body have our own biological clock. Okay. So we know we have our own biological clock. Usually at 10, if you for 3 weeks you sleep at 10, usually the next day at 10, usually you will easily feel asleep. Correct. If you eat at 2 p.m. for lunch, easily at 2 p.m. next day, you will easily get hungry. That is your biological clock. They already have that signal automatic. Okay, so when we sleep, okay, our body system usually function minimally. Okay, so your digestion, your food that you eat from your stomach to go down, everything will go slower because the 50% shutdown lah, something like that, I can say. Okay, so when we have food that we eat, then we go to sleep. Many of the food is not well digested yet, and the outcome of this, usually we can see people who continuously doing this. They will easily get diabetes, hypertension, heart attack, increase in cholesterol level. Okay, so we've seen this. Garu kepala dah, Brother Faiz ni. We've seen this, although that person does not go to sleep. Okay, many studies show look at the people who work in shift, like a shift worker, oil and gas staff, lorry driver, healthcare staff who work in shift late at night. Kan? Although they don't go to sleep, they have this large meal at the middle of the night. They will still have that risk of health risk is still the same.
I see.
So what else if you go to sleep kan? It's more detrimental lah. So that's why we encourage to push your sahur much later before subuh.
So that's mean if we didn't go to sleep immediately after we eat heavy meal, it's also not healthy.
Correct, Brother Muaz, you got it right.
Because why? Because our system will working slower at the night. Or
Yes,
how?
yes. Because we are naturally by fitrah, Allah does not design us to be nocturnal. Okay, you understand? Nocturnal is bukan
Active at
people.
night.
Yes, like animals kan, animals that active at night. So they are nocturnal. But we human, Allah does not design us to be nocturnal. That's why Mak Saleh called it, the Westerners people call it as biological clock. But that's how I rephrase it lah. It's not our fitrah.
It's not our fitrah. Yeah.
Mm.
We are
Yes.
fitrah.
Hashtag
They are
IIUM.
Hashtag IIUM. Leading the way.
Yes, correct. I just would like to add about sahur kan.
Okay.
Many people say that usually sahur, we encourage people to have like a complete meal lah. Rice, ayam, fish, chicken with vegetables kan, like you eating for your lunch example.
Okay.
But many people, when we encourage, advocate that kind of eating pattern, they will say, "Oh, cannot lah, or still sleepy. How can I
Need
eat that
to
much?"
cook.
Kan need to cook kan. So I learned this from one of my colleague lah, which is we call it him ustad as well. He said that the recommendation, the sunnah is to delay your sahur, to delay eating sahur, but not to delay waking up. So you have to wake up early. If you sahur at 5:30 and you wake up at 5:20, of course you are still sleepy and your body still not do not care to eat pun at that time. If you 5:20 and you eat 5:30. So if you wake up at 4, at 5 and you perform all those
Tahajud.
tahajud,
Qiyamul
qiyam,
Lail.
reading Quran, qiyamul lail, yes, Brother Muaz. So believe me, if you even wake up at 5, you do perform all the solat, tasbih, tahajud, whatsoever. At 5:30, you take your sahur, you crave for food.
Interesting.
Okay. So the sunnah is delay eating sahur, not delay waking up for sahur. So I like that recommendation from our colleague. I think that is very true.
Okay, all right. Okay, no, that's right. That's interesting. I think like what I see here is that like to have some activities maybe before you do your before sahur, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like for us Muslims, of course, we have tahajjud, we have
Mm-hmm.
qiyamul lail, we have we can like read the Quran
Mm-hmm.
before we actually go to sahur. But I think because we have a few non-Muslims in IIUM as well,
Mm-hmm.
so and then I always observe some of them like they like to like do exercises before their meal. You know, I don't know why, but I think like from what you explained just now, then that actually answers this thought that I was wondering, like why would they do that? You just eat lah. Why do you need to go? Like walk around campus just to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so um, coming back about sahur just now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is from what I've heard from my friends. See, they always try to avoid something like Maggie because they say that it'll make them feel dehydrated during the day. Is it true? Like, are there foods that will make you more dehydrated?
Okay,
During the
I kind of agree with your friend. Okay, I think what that person is experiencing is not dehydrated. That person experiencing thirsty. Perhaps is maybe more more thirst than a usual day. Okay, because Maggi, that instant noodle is actually high sodium food, high salt food.
so,
Okay, so if you eat high salty food lah, salty food, our body will demand for more water. Okay,
oh,
so you can try to experiment if you eat like kerepek or chips, potato chips, kerepek, or suddenly one day you eat fast food. Fast food is also considered as high salt food. Usually your body will demand for more water. Okay, because the body want to clear out all those excess salt in your blood lah. It's actually they want to clear
ah,
out. So how to clear out? The body want to instruct you to urinate, to pass urine. But that's why the body demand more water.
I
So
see.
yes, we don't encourage salty food during sahur because throughout the day you will be craving for water, 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 water.
Okay, now thank you. I think that okay, that's a good advice because I feel like being students right once you want to save budget, Maggie comes in
Yes.
4 ringgit and 59 cents for during sale, right?
Mm.
So you
Yeah. But I'm that one kind of student that I like to eat Maggi. I love to eat Maggi, but I am very lazy to prepare the Maggi.
You have to wait 2 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think I prefer to buy, but if I'm buying foods, I will not buying like instant noodle or Maggi or like something like that, because I think it's not it will not fulfill my stomach, my belly. I think
Correct,
we,
correct.
if like some kinds of ringgit, we can get what, one plate of rice also
Mm-mm.
with chicken. So I prefer rice with chicken than Maggi.
Correct, correct. That is a good choice. Okay.
Yeah,
Why Brother Muaz feel the stomach much happy with rice and chicken?
yeah,
Because for our body to feel satiety, feel enough, kan? Rasa kenyang,
yes.
satiety, rasa puas. Okay. Is actually the role of protein. Okay, you know protein? Protein is our lauk-lauk. Okay, it's
Yes.
chicken, fish, eggs. Okay, so if student kan, usually if they prepare Maggi at Mahala, it's just Maggi kosong, plain Maggi kan.
Yes.
Is there any protein sources? No. Okay, so that's why you don't feel enough. Okay, if you eat rice or Maggi lah. I don't endorse taking Maggi for sahur, but if you take you have protein that will help your stomach to feel satiety. The protein helps to feel satiety. The carbohydrate does not comes for satiety longer.
And sometimes for sahur, I think if we take rice, it's also kind of heavy meal, and we tend to feel sleepy after we taking the sahur. Before
Mm.
we pray subuh, we pray fajar, we also already sleepy if we take
Mm.
rice.
Nice.
And
Mm-mm.
that's why right now I'm taking for sahur, I'm taking like a little like a sandwich like
Mm.
that for my sahur.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Uh,
so I think it back to the too much sugar that from the rice
yeah,
can
yes,
we feel sleepy. Mm.
yes.
Ah, well, Mas, you have a lot of routine that I don't, I'm not familiar with.
But
Yeah,
it's digesting everything.
Try to digest. No, no, trying to remember how my student life was. Uh, okay, so I think like one thing lah, that perhaps we'll talk about how much, right, it's probably be easier. There's a lot of incentive, for us to lose weight during Ramadan. Let's also talk about maybe the risks that exist there with losing weight during Ramadan. Like I, I personally think, right, like if you're trying to lose weight, of course Ramadan would be a perfect opportunity of doing that. But of course there will be some things, like for example, you already cannot eat, you already cannot drink. Why you want to go to the gym or go swimming? Like to lose weight, isn't that more dangerous?
Mhm.
So maybe Sister Amira, can you like explain to us about that?
Okay, so yeah, some people would really would like to use this opportunity to lose lots of weight kan during Ramadan. But of course there are risks, especially if you just go for dieting, you just control eating. I think that is less risk. But the risk that we are concerned now is if people who want to vigorously lose weight and they start doing exercises during Ramadan. Okay, so one of the risks is of course you will become a dehydration lah. You can
Mm.
easily become dehydrated. Okay, so like for now in Kuantan we on extreme hot weather. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think that is not a very recommended period of time for us to exercise during Ramadan. Okay, so we are afraid if people get dehydrated or heat stroke.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
like it's true.
And what else? The risk. Other risk is if they because they really want to lose weight, they skip sahur, can so they can easily get lethargic or they can become low sugar in their blood. We call it hypoglycemia. So hypoglycemia ni it will become your body will start shivering. You will shivering, although in hot weather you will shivering, and then sweating, although in aircon you will sweat, and then you can become fainted lah, unconscious. Mm.
Oh.
Okay, So those are the risks lah that we are looking concern to avoid.
I mean, like about the low blood, sorry, low
Sugar.
sugar thing, right? So
Mm-mm.
basically, like, what if, for example, you're diabetic, right? Diabetic means that you have high sugar. Okay,
Mm-mm.
yeah, high sugar, right? So, are there any, like, if you try to lose weight, being a diabetic, for example,
Mm-mm.
right? Would that be something of a risky thing to do? Yeah, I mean, like, you have a totally different condition than other people, right? So
Mm-mm.
I don't know, maybe some of our postgraduate students, I mean, like, not all postgraduate students are as 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 childlike as us and from us. I mean, okay, not many postgraduate students who can still put two in front of their age, right?
Mm-mm.
So maybe we can also consider those who are with some health conditions, right?
Yes, correct. Uh-uh.
So
So, if people fasting, especially those with diabetic, they are very risky group lah. So first of all, you have to talk to your doctor. You have to talk to your pharmacy, so they can look at your medication, so that your doctor can monitor. Some diabetic patient, we don't allow them to fast. We don't allow. We're not recommended. We don't allow at all. Okay, so because it can be very dangerous for them. So we don't allow them to fasting, and so meaning that we also don't allow them to do exercise lah. If they are fasting, we don't allow them to do vigorous exercise. So because
ah,
they are very high risk people.
oh, okay. This is the first time actually I heard about this.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I mean, like,
Yeah.
is this something you must?
I mean, what's why the people that have diabetics
Cannot
restricted
fast.
to, yeah,
Mm-mm.
what's the
Okay.
signs?
Okay, so those people diabetic that we are don't allow to fast is they frequently having hypoglycemia episode. Okay, for example, during the month of Rajab, Sha'ban kan, 1 month, 2 months before Ramadan, they frequently having hypo. Hypo meaning blood sugar is low. Okay, so that one we don't allow for them to fast. Or also during Rajab or Sha'ban, they frequently have high blood glucose. The reading is always high. Okay, so that one also we don't allow them to fast because if the blood glucose is high, they easily will go to diabetic ketoacidosis condition, whereby the blood glucose will increase high, and then it will give shift in the metabolism, and they will become comatose. They will become coma. Okay, so it's very dangerous lah.
Oh,
Okay, so that's why when I deal with my diabetic people, I encourage them 1 month or 2 months before Ramadan, I encourage them to start puasa sunat. Okay,
try to
so
train.
when you puasa sunat, train yourself. If during puasa sunat your blood glucose drops, then you can easily break your fast. Because many our client, makcik, pakcik, during Ramadan fasting, when their blood glucose drop, they become shivering just now. They refuse to break their fast because they say this is Ramadan fasting. I don't want to break my fast. Okay, so tips dia before you go for Ramadan fasting, train yourself first. Okay,
Mm,
see how your blood glucose goes. Okay, then talk to your doctor. Sometimes it needs insulin adjustment. Sometimes it needs medication reduction to prepare you for fasting.
okay. I mean, like, I know this is still about weight loss, but then at the end of the day, I think, like, perhaps this is an encouragement, I believe, for all postgraduate students, especially those who of you who are watching this, to please get yourself checked. I mean,
Correct.
like, if you are if you suddenly find out that you're diabetic, like,
Mm-mm.
it's not to say that you get a pass to not fast, but rather, we have to consider.
Their assessment, the doctor will
Yeah.
will will take all those screening process and whether you are fit or not.
I see.
Mm.
Okay.
But it's good advice, Brother Faiz, for everyone to get yourself checked, because nowadays diabetes is not the disease for young older people. It's not at the age of 60, pension later on you get diabetes. It's coming in the early as 25 years old. Mm. So if you want to talk about the data for diabetes people in Malaysia, for every 5 people, if we have 5 people, one usually diabetic. Mm.
Okay, I don't have diabetes. Must you have diabetes?
Alhamdulillah.
Don't have. Okay, so that's three. We need to have another two people to join us.
Okay, and to say that is very common diabetes in Malaysia.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's totally new information here. Thank you so much. I think, Sister Amirah, and oh wow, look at the time. We talk so long, even though this is Ramadan, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys thirsty right now?
No.
Okay, so far Alhamdulillah good.
Okay, so
Yes.
far,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah. But the Muaz is already
No lah.
when is
I'm okay.
when is Maghrib. No lah. So maybe like let's try to like we talk a lot, right? We talk a lot about weight loss, we talk about energy, we talk about the kinds of food that we eat, we talk about our eating behavior, and we also managed to dive a bit about, getting to know about ourselves, our body composition, the ideal one that we want, as well as if, for example, you have some health factor that you need to get yourself checked on before you decide to not just lose weight, but even do fasting itself, right? So I feel like, okay, maybe we can try to figure out what are the key takeaways, especially for our listeners here today. What are the things that you should do if you want to safely and effectively lose weight during this Ramadan period? Maybe I'll ask Sister Amirah for that first.
Okay. Safely to achieve weight loss during Ramadan. Number one, if you go to bazaar, just bring just enough money.
Ah,
If you bring 50 ringgit in your pocket, you know what you will end up
but
with.
all bazaar
Yeah.
have QR pay.
Oh, I forgot that one. Okay.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay, so then you left your phone in your car.
Yes. I
Okay.
think that's
So,
the best. That's the best way.
yes, thank you, Brother Muaz.
Leave your
So,
phone, leave your wallet, and only bring cash.
Yeah.
yes.
Only bring 10 to 15 ringgit or even
Yes.
5 ringgit.
Correct, Brother Muaz. Okay. So bring just enough money lah. Okay. And then fight your nafsu, go with your logical akal that I only need this.
Yes.
Inshallah I am full for iftar.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yeah,
I'm
because we
sorry.
need, yeah, we need to trust with Allah, because Allah says that we have for the fasting people, they have berkah in their breakfasting. If we only
Betul.
eat if we only eat very little, and we just need in our mind we pray, and we fasting only for Allah, only just like a little bit of meal, we already will be full. That's the berkah.
Mm-mm.
That's the
Mm-mm.
berkah on our iftar, on our fasting.
Masya Allah.
Correct.
Because sometimes,
Sometimes
because sometimes my
sometimes
friends,
when
Okay,
uh,
who's want to speak? Who wants to speak? Okay, the Sister Mira first.
Okay. Sometimes I don't remember whether this is the hadith or like wise people saying, food for one can be enough for 2 people.
yes.
Kan? Hadith ke? Brother Muaz?
Okay, what?
Uh, I there is some hadith, but I forgot the
Kan?
matan.
So trust yourself. Inshallah, this food that I buy will be enough.
Yes.
Like when I'm cooking, inshallah, this will be enough. Because if not, we always say, what if tak cukup? What if not enough? What if not enough? And then we cook more.
Yes.
Inshallah,
Yes.
I think how can a food for one person can be enough for 2%? It's back
Yes.
to berkat. What Brother Muaz said.
Yes. if we eat together with our friends, especially, we will have a berkah for our food.
Masya Allah. Thank you so much, Ustaz Muaz. Alright. So I think that's all for today. Of course, thank you so much, Sister Amirah, for joining us today. I think that before I think if I may ask, how do we? I see that this is a clinic diet, right? The kuliah like science. This is open for all students.
Yeah, it's open for all public. You can find us at Instagram, Facebook, also YouTube. You
Oh,
just type Clinic Diet Alias KAHS. Then you will find us lah. Then we provide you with a link tree if you want to know more about us, if you want to book appointment with us, if you would like to contact us to have further collaboration, you can just simply go to the link tree.
Okay. I think like that's a really good contact information that we need, because I believe that if after this, maybe if one of our listeners or viewers would like to, fully commit 100%, not just during Ramadan, you know, ideal life, ideal weight, they want.
Yes, that's the spirit.
Yeah, that's the spirit, right? They want to lose weight, they want to get their ideal body. Maybe they can contact clean diet KAHS to get some assistance. So of course, thank you so much, Sister Amirah, for joining with us today.
Brother Faiz,
Yes,
Brother Faiz,
Mas.
I think I want to share the key component, the key takeaways for today.
Oh, okay. Brother Mas want to share.
Using,
Okay, I thought you
I
already
mean,
shared just now.
no,
But
no, no, I mean because I'm jot down the notes for
oh,
today, so I
okay.
will read just as simple. Okay, number one,
Okay.
Sister Amira said that just like Sister Amira said earlier, we need to save our budgets. We need to bring like a little amount to our bazaar to avoid what we call membazir. To avoid
Overspending.
Yeah,
Overspending.
to avoid overspending. And the point number two is we need to have a realistic loss weight. Because Sister Amira said we can in a week we only can lose weight half kilo or till a kilo, 0.5 until 1 kilo only per week. So that's
All
leave us
right.
like 3 to 4 kilo maybe for 1 month realistically. I don't know.
Mm, for
Yeah,
kilos.
and Sister Amira also said that realistically we can for 80 kg, 80 kilogram people, they can lose their weight 8 kilo in 6 months. Okay, and the third point, we need to take our sahur in order to have the optimum energy in our days. We need to reduce our sugar in our sahur. Instead of taking white bread, we need to take whole bread. Instead of we only taking full rice, we also need to take vegetables to make the sugar flowing slowly. To avoid
Correct.
we feel sleepy and tired. Uh, to avoid sugar rush, like what Sister Amira said. And also avoid some kind of salty food like Maggi, high sodium food, right? Because it will make us
Betul.
very thirsty for the whole day. Okay, then and the last thing is about the diabetics. Diabetics people, if they have the high sugar pressure or low sugar pressure, diabetics people
High sugar
high,
It's
right?
not pressure. It's blood glucose in
level.
blood.
Yeah.
Glucose in
When
blood.
we take blood from our finger, then it will measure how much sugar in your blood, the content of
Okay.
sugar in your blood. So sometimes they can become both. At one day they become very low because they don't want to eat, and sometimes they become very high.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, and the one last point is, do we need to strictly exercise? Because we have strict our food, our consuming for sahur and breakfasting. Uh, is there a need to do an exercise like jogging or swimming, just like Brother Faiz is asking? So the answer is it is not necessarily to do exercise, right?
Apa we can consider tarawih as part of our
Uh,
exercise physical activity, but if you want to venture on exercise, you can do it like walking slowly. Uh,
Mm.
uh,
Slowly. Okay.
don't do vigorous like a sprinting.
You see, Ramadan is the only period where you can change ibadah to exercise.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You know,
Actually,
23 Tarawih, 20
Mm.
Tarawih, Witir, and then
Yes,
your Qiyamulail,
reciting
Alhamdulillah,
Tahajud,
correct, Alhamdulillah.
uh,
sadaqah,
uh,
reciting Quran.
Mm.
Because
Taubat, you know.
yes, because it will multiply our what we call our pahala. Pahala
Uh,
what in English?
Pahala lah. It's pahala.
Pahala. Also in
Uh,
English. In English.
reward, reward.
reward,
Yeah,
reward,
yeah,
reward.
yeah,
It's reward.
yes.
Masya Allah.
Because Ramadan is only the chance that our ibadah, our work will multiply the rewards, and
Hmm.
inshallah this thing will help us to reach Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah.
Mm.
Inshallah. Amin. Okay, with that, thank you so much. Okay, I have to say thank you, Sister Amirah, as well. Thank you, Brother Muaz, for our first ever episode of our PGSS podcast. I hope this is going to be beneficial for all of you, our listeners and our viewers today. Hope that all of you have a wonderful Ramadan, have a wonderful plan, wonderful diet. And please do remember, even as much as you want to lose your weight, do it properly, do it safely, do it effectively, and
Yes,
inshallah all of us can reap benefits both spiritually and physically during this
yes,
Ramadan period. And may we not succumb to the temptations of Idul Fitri and its rendang and ketupat.
Yes,
yes.
correct. That will be
One
Inshallah.
one
meditation.
one last thing
One
reminder,
last
because
thing.
one last thing because people like to there is some kind of people that like to skip their sahur. I just want to give a reminder because there is a one hadith, kalau Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tasahharu fa inna fis sahuri barakah. uh, the meaning is we need to take sahur because in the sahur the sahur have the barakah.
Masya Allah.
Ah,
Masya Allah.
ambillah bersahurlah kerana dalam bersahur itu adanya berkah. Kalau tak sahur,
Mm.
kita makan sebelum tu je macam-macam lah, jadi tak start semua kan.
Ah, true.
Yes. Yes.
All right, thank you so much again, Madam Muaz. Madam Muaz is always like on the note,
Very much A plus.
A plus. He wants to share. He wants to lose weight. Inshallah. MashaAllah.
Inshallah.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So with that, inshallah, we'll see again during our next episode of PGSS podcast. With that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay.